Hello and welcome. My name is Robin and you're watching Robin Reads. Today I'm going to start another reading vlog. This is going to be another challenge video, and this is a follow-up to the other video I made that was the Reading the Rainbow challenge. And last time I did the color blue, and this time I have chosen to do the color white. So I mentioned all of these books in my TBR video that I did for the month of July. So please check that one out if you want to know more. But quickly going over the ones that I'm going to read. So the first one is The One You Really Want by Jill Mansell. Then I have The Eyewitness by Simone van der Vlugt. Before I Go to Sleep by S.J. Watson. The Wind in the Willows by Kenneth Grahame. And The Storyteller by Jodi Picoult. So these are all the books I'm going to read. 5 of them in probably like 12 days. And I have already started this one, The One You Really Want by Jill Mansell. And I am pretty far into it. I need to read this part. And this is what I am going to read today. Till this little piece of paper. So I will be on track and will be finishing all of these books in the time that I set for them. So this is a book that is women's fiction, and this is about a couple of different characters, but on the back it has 2 main characters. The first one is Nancy, and Nancy just found out that her husband is probably cheating because she found an envelope with, from a jeweler which said Merry Christmas, and she's like, I haven't bought anything. Oh, maybe he has bought something nice for me for Christmas. But when it's Christmas, she doesn't get any jewelry. She gets a new lawnmower. So bells are ringing in her head, and then problem ensues basically because her friend confronts her husband, and basically he says that it's true. This happens very quickly in the book, and Nancy is going to live with her friend. Her friend is called Carmen, and Carmen is a widow. Her husband has died 3 years ago, and she is still recovering from that. Her husband is a very famous singer. No, he's not a singer, I think, but he was in a very famous band. So she lives in a very big house, so she has plenty of room for Nancy. And the mother of Nancy is also coming over. And then you also follow, and by the way, also the brother of the husband that died is also there, so they're living together basically a bit. And then you also follow Mia, and Mia is a girl. She is their next door neighbor, and she's about 16, I think, and she is living with her father, and she's basically trying to set up her father with a woman because he needs someone nice in his life, and that's basically what the story is about. And yeah, I really am liking this so far. I have read a lot of Jill Mansell's books. When I was younger, I bought a lot of them because on like a flea market they had like 20 of her books, and I bought all of them, and I have probably read almost all of them. So I just really like her writing style. In this book also just the pace is very good because you follow a lot of different characters, which means that it pretty much never gets boring, and also just the story itself is very interesting. Basically everyone is trying to have a relationship, and that's very interesting to read about. And also the humor in these novels I just really like. So if you like women's fiction and you want a romance novel without any smut, because that is why I really like her as an author, then I would highly recommend Jill Mansell. So I'm pretty far into it, so right now I'm about halfway through, and yeah, the story is pretty interesting, and just a lot of fun basically, and yeah, I don't know what to say more. So that's it. I'm going to try and read this little part tonight, and then the rest tomorrow, this part tomorrow. So I can finish this one up, and then I will just talk to you about the book and what my final rating will be. And I'm trying to keep this short, so I'm just gonna cut it off here and speak to you tomorrow when I have finished the book, or a day later, if I have, basically when I have the time. So see you later. Hello, so it's Saturday today. I updated you last on Thursday, and I want to update you because I actually finished The One You Really Want by Jill Mansell. So I'm gonna give this 4 stars because I really enjoyed it. As I mentioned, I just really like her writing style, and it was very funny and just very well paced. The characters were awesome, and yeah, the romances in here were just also very cute. So yeah, just a very nice, fluffy read. It wasn't a wow factor for me, so therefore not 5 stars, but definitely a recommendation if you like romance. So then I also started with The Eyewitness by Simone van der Vlugt. This is of course the Dutch edition. There isn't another one, I think. And I'm about halfway through. Not going to tell you anything about the plot because it's 90 pages long, so that would be sort of a spoiler. What I really like about this book is the writing is very good, and I also really like the representation in this book because the main character is, yeah, I don't know how you call it in English, but I'm just gonna call it almost blind. And she, yeah, that representation is nice to read about, and I think also pretty good because things like that people come up to her and ask, oh, are you training that guide dog? And she's like, no, I really need it, and that people don't take her seriously, which I think really happens because a YouTuber I have recently watched talked about that. She is also almost blind, and yeah, she said that people do that, so which is awful, but I think that representation was good. And the representation I didn't really like is I think about the guide dog, because the guide dog isn't trained fully, and I think, well, that YouTuber talked about that you both get trained very yeah, just that's your that's trained well, that you, yeah, really work together, and in this book that isn't the case. So can't really say anything about that, but that felt a bit, I know, weird or something. But yeah, otherwise it's pretty good. The only thing I don't really like is that, yeah, this is supposed to be a thriller and it really isn't thrilling. So maybe it's gonna be in the last part, but we shall see. So I'm gonna finish this today, and then I'm going to start with this one, Before I Go to Sleep by S.J. Watson. This is the movie cover, as you can see. This one I really don't anything about. I can read you the back. It says, memories define us. So what if you lost yours every time you went to sleep? Your name, your identity, your past, even the people you love, all forgotten overnight. And the one person you trust may only be telling you half the story. Welcome to Christine's life. So that sounds pretty interesting. Really didn't know that about the book, but I need to read this little bit today so I can keep on schedule, and I think that will be pretty doable. I might just read a little bit more, and yeah, really excited about this one. And If I have to guess, this might be like a 4 or 5 star read. So yeah, that's what I'm up to today. And I will talk to you probably tomorrow about The Eyewitness and what I'm thinking about this one. So see you then. Hello, update time. So yesterday I finished, yes, it's next day, I'm wearing the same shirt. I finished The Eyewitness by Simone van der Vlugt. I'm going to give it 3 stars because it was pretty good, but not super great. Again, the thrilling part wasn't that thrilling. And I gave it 3 stars because the almost blind representation was, I think, pretty good. So yeah, solid little book, and glad I read it. Then I started reading Before I Go to Sleep by S.J. Watson, and I got pretty far into it. I'm on 100 pages, I think. Yeah, 104. And this is another domestic thriller. So I don't think I told you about the plot. Yeah, I read something off the back, I think, but so she has amnesia, and her amnesia works really different because she with amnesia you have 2 kinds. So the first one is that you lose your memories very fast. So if now I'm filming, I will lose that memory in like 2 minutes. And you also have amnesia that you can't remember a lot from your past, as in farther back. And she has basically both, but her short-term amnesia works a bit weird because basically everything she does in one day she can remember, but when she goes to sleep, therefore Before I Go to Sleep, when she is sleeping, she basically loses all her memory of that day, and the next day she wakes up and she doesn't know where she is. And also all her memories from the past 20 years are erased. And memories before that she can grab sometimes, but most of the time she really doesn't know where she is and who she is. She only has sort of a grasp on how old she thinks she is, and most of the time it's like 29 or younger, but actually she is 47, I think. So yeah, sounds haunting because it's just very scary if you, I think, when you have this. And so every day she wakes up in this house with a man she doesn't know, but that man says he is her husband. And there are a lot of pictures of them, but yeah, again, she can't remember anything. Then a doctor is calling to her and saying hi, I'm your doctor, and we have been doing like these exercises, and yeah, I think you're doing better. Please just come to me and we will talk. And then she gets this journal. And in this journal she has been writing for a couple of weeks now, and there are a lot of memories in the journal. So she is basically reading that journal, and basically that starts on page 50, and that is the part that is her journal, as you can see. So basically you're reading the journal with her, and you just you can see all of her days until now. And she sometimes remembers things, so she writes that down. And that's basically what this is about. And it's very interesting, but again, not very thrilling. I already know what the thrilling part might be, but yeah, it isn't really thrilling at the moment. So I hope it will be more thrilling further on. But yeah, I am liking this. The writing style is pretty good, the pace is pretty good. The only thing is that there are a couple of repetitions, but of course she has amnesia, so she is repeating herself. But yeah, sometimes that gets a little bit too much for me. Especially with the journal, she just writes in it what she wants. But yeah, that's basically my thoughts. Right now I would be probably giving it like a 3.5 star, so a good one but not that great. But yeah, we shall see how it goes, and maybe it will get better. But I will update you maybe tomorrow or the day after when I have finished it, I think, because I'm pretty far into it, and I will just update you when I have something to say about it. So yeah, I will see you later. Hello again. So it's Tuesday today. I updated you on Sunday or Saturday, I think. Yesterday was Monday. I didn't really read anything because I went to my neighbors. And yeah, today I will read some, and I just want to update you. So last thing I said is that I started with Before I Go to Sleep. So I am about halfway through. I told you the synopsis, I think, and just what I thought of it. But I'm not really liking this. So the first 100 pages, I was like, yeah, that's probably going to be like setting up the story and stuff like that. So it's fine. But now I'm about halfway through, almost at the 200 page point. And again, this isn't really thrilling, like at all. And the thrilling aspect might come, but yeah, I'm halfway through, and so I'm really not feeling this. So what I'm going to do is read another book and see if I will maybe pick this up later or something. But I'm debating DNFing this because it's just not really doing this for me. And then I started this one, The Wind in the Willows. And this is a reread for me because I read this when I was a child. A couple of times actually. I listened to the Dutch audiobook. And I started this and I'm not very far into it. 30 pages, 40 pages. And I can remember everything about this story and like every detail, and I know what's coming, and it made me sort of realize that I don't really like rereading books actually, because every time when I reread a book I don't really enjoy it, because I'm like, I can read a new book right now and I already know this story. I have a pretty good memory with books, especially when I am actually reading them again, because then I'm like, oh, this is going to happen, that is going to happen. So also debating on this if I want to finish it and actually if I want to keep it. But this is one of the most expensive books that I bought actually, because it was for €4, which might seem like nothing to you, but I only buy books on like flea markets and like secondhand shops. Sorry, getting my phone. Yeah, better. So $4 is for euros. I mean, is pretty expensive for me, and I really like this cover. It's very cute. So I'm debating on this one, and I'm not really liking the story, and I am liking the story, but I already know it, so then it isn't really fun for me anymore. So then I was debating, okay, what am I going to do? So the last book on my list is this one, The Storyteller by Jodi Picoult. But this one is very big and it's also again like a drama, and I think it will be a little bit similar to The One You Really Want by Jill Mansell that I read for this video. So I was like, is that a good idea then? But I will start this tonight and just see if I like it at the moment. And otherwise I have picked up another book because I was browsing through my shelves and I don't really have any more white books. So as you can see up there, over there I have one, but that one I'm really not in the mood for. And over here I have only that one, but that one is really big and it's probably also going to be similar to this one, so I didn't really want to pick that. So then I looked at my library books, and the one that I found is, it's this one. So it is, I think it is counted as white. I mean, it is more of like broken white, but that is Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton. This one is on my series TBR and I'm really craving something adventurous and quick. I think sci-fi. This sci-fi sort of. And yeah, just I'm really craving this, so I might I'm just gonna read this one, I think. It's pretty long, it's like 400 pages, I think. Let me see. Yeah, about 400 pages. Look at the state of this book, by the way. It's like very old. I think it said that it was the first edition. Yeah, first edition, and it's in 1990, so it's a pretty old book. But yeah, I'm probably just gonna read this one then and see how that goes. I have how many days left? This looks weird. Look at my phone because I'm holding my phone. It's the 7th of July, so I have 5 days left. 6 sort of. And this one is like 500 pages, I think. More, it's like 530. So what am I going to do? I'm going to read this one, see if I like it, and if I'm not in the mood for it, I'm just gonna read this one, because this one is on my TBR and I'm just gonna read it. So yeah, those are my plans. Sorry, these vlogs are a bit messy, but my reading tastes are most of the time really all over the place, and what I always have are these kind of situations. So I'm reading a book and then I'm like, why am I reading this? Or yeah, I'm not really liking this, or stuff like that. So yeah, sorry about that, but that's how my reading goes. So I will speak to you tomorrow when I have started with this one, or maybe this one. So let's talk tomorrow and see you later. Hello again. Today it's Wednesday, so the day after I updated you, and I have started The Storyteller by Jodi Picoult, and I am 36 pages into it. Didn't read a lot last night because I actually fell asleep. I don't do that often, but that happened, and therefore not a lot of reading, but we shall see if I can manage to finish this in a couple of days. So, what's this book about? It's about this girl, and I don't remember her name because I never do from the main character. Trying to find it. I can't find it, of course. So, sorry. But the main character is a girl, a woman. And she is going to counseling, grief counseling, and grief counseling because her mother has died 3 years ago, and she is still feeling that very heavily. Her father died when she was 19, and she also, there is something that really affects her, and that is that she has a scar on the left side of her face, covering her eye, and she has her hair just hanging down on the left side of her face because of that. And yeah, therefore she doesn't really want to talk to people. She was already shy, but now she just avoids people at all costs, except for going to counseling. And she also works at a sort of bakery, is it? It's a little shop with a cafe, but also they sell Christian items and they do yoga classes and stuff like that. So she works there, and she works there at night because she is the baker there. And she does this because she wants to avoid people. And yeah, something else that's going on with her is that she has an affair with this guy named Adam, and Adam is a married man. So that's going on, but she really likes him. She loves him, actually. And yeah, those were the first 4 pages. But on the cover it says, "Love and war, murder and mercy, betrayal and forgiveness, a story that will change everything." So I think there will be something going on with Adam. Oh, her name is Sage, by the way. Just here. Sage. So I'm very excited to read this because I really just like, as I mentioned earlier in one of my videos, that I really like when people are very passionate about their work, and she's very passionate about her being a baker. So I really like that, and the story itself is interesting, very good pace, I think, and you really get to know everyone. The characters are very nice, and the writing style is pretty good. So yeah, I'm really liking this so far. It's a bit of more for heavy read, but that was actually what I was looking for, because something different from what I have been reading. So that's this one. I will update you when I'm about halfway through, so probably in like 2 days time. And I will also update you on my other books when I will read them, or if I decide not to read them. So I will update you about that. So laters. Hello. So we're here at my desk, and it's Saturday today, and I wanted to update you guys because this is probably the second to last day, so tomorrow will be the last day, hopefully. And I just want to update you on on 4 books. So the first 2 are these 2. I mentioned these that I wasn't really liking them, and this one I really wasn't liking because the story was just very boring. So I DNF'd this, and I DNF'd this one as well because I thought, I already know the story and I didn't really want to read it again. So I will hold on to this just because I really like the story, but I'm not going to reread it. I just realized that rereading it really isn't for me. Then I did something stupid, namely I started Jurassic Park. And I probably won't finish this in time. I'm not going to say anything about this in this vlog because I'm like 50 pages into this, I think. 52 pages into it, and it's about 400 pages. So I'm not going to read this in 2 days, and I just want to move on to other things. So I will read this because I really am enjoying it, but just not for this vlog. So just watch my wrap up if you want to know more. And then about The Storyteller by Jodi Picoult, I'm halfway through. I'm going to read this today and this tomorrow, so I can finish it on time. I really am liking this. It's become more of like a sort of historical fiction, because you're reading from an SS officer basically, and also from a Jewish woman / child who lived through Second World War, and I'm now on that part. And that woman is the grandmother of Sage. So that's basically what it is. I'm still really yeah, enjoying this. It's more like I find it interesting to read. Still probably on a 4-star because it's not really doing anything new for me. But I really am liking it. So yeah, I will update you tomorrow on what my final thoughts are on this book, or on Monday, but probably tomorrow. And then I'm gonna wrap up the vlog finally, because I think it's probably pretty long. But yeah, that's my plan, and I will talk to you later. Hello again. So this is going to be my last update, because I have finished all of the books. So I'm just gonna do a quick little wrap up for you guys on everything I have read for this vlog. I also want to mention that I'm going to do this kind of vlog next month as well, because I really am liking it and it makes me very motivated to read a lot, and also just on haul pretty, yeah, sort of a lot of books. So yeah, I really like that. So therefore I'm going to do it next month as well. And I'm going to do green books then. And you will be hearing more about it in my TBR for August. It's already August almost. But let's wrap up all of the books. Very quick little wrap up. The first book I read was The One You Really Want by Jill Mansell. I gave this one 4 stars. Really liked it. I'm going to unhaul it because it wasn't that special to me and I don't really like this copy. So that's gonna go in my free little library. Then the next one I read was The Eyewitness by Simone van der Vlugt. This one I gave 3 stars. Enjoyed it, wasn't super great. And yeah, also gonna unhaul this one because I don't keep 3-star books. Then I tried to read Before I Go to Sleep by S.J. Watson, but I really wasn't liking this because it wasn't thrilling at all, and it is a thriller, so didn't really like that. So I DNF'd this halfway through and going to, of course, unhaul it because I didn't like it. Then I tried to read The Wind in the Willows by Kenneth Grahame, and I realized that I don't like rereading books. It's really just not for me. So I'm gonna keep this because I really like the story and I really like this book as well, the cover, and I will keep it, but I won't be reading it again. And then the last book I read was The Storyteller by Jodi Picoult. So my end review is basically that I gave this one 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed it. The ending was a bit out of character for me, so therefore not a full 5 stars. And but yeah, overall really very good book. It was a page turner. I read like half of it yesterday. Didn't even need today to finish this. So yeah, it was just a very awesome book. So I will be keeping this because I really want to remember this book as well, because I think it was very important. So yeah, those were all the 5 books that I read or tried to read for this vlog. I also mentioned Jurassic Park in this vlog, but as I mentioned, I'm not going to finish that in this vlog because then it will be too long and I have other plans for next week. So yeah, I really hoped that this video was nice. I hope not too long, but we shall see. But yeah, I really hope you liked this video, and please give it a thumbs up, comment and subscribe, and I will see you later.